You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Well, let me take a deep breath.
You're-
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Sorry, still getting ready.
Oh my
Some
god,
of the drink.
onomatopoeia.
Stretching. Okay. Should we say a prayer?
Yeah, let's go.
No.
Let's go. Well,
Do we have any
let's do it,
rituals?
Let's do it.
Okay. Lord, please. One eye, one Australian, one Mexican. Please save us. Scary.
Fuck you, Matt Pitt. Sorry, I
Matt,
couldn't hold it.
you know, he does his best. He's chill. Yep.
Amen.
On that note, welcome to Still Recording. I am here at 4 a.m. before I'm going out of town for 2 weeks. And I'm joined here with the person who kept me up at 4 a.m, Liana. Hello.
Hi, I'm Liana, and fuck you, Matt Pitt, you piece of shit. Don't call me a slut ever again.
Thank you. There goes the monetization. And our guest, Edwin. Hello.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Edwin, and so Liana or Lianer? I just heard her.
Liana.
Oh, okay. The other time you said Lianer. You hear that, Toxic?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
Oh,
Please.
I've got an inflection.
Oh, okay, cool.
Were you really going to criticize me the first 30 seconds we jump on?
No, I find Australian accents amusing. You know, I like Australian voice.
Clearly,
Yeah,
you've had
you had.
Okay, I walked into that one. Oh yeah.
I guess before we get into anything, I never really had the chance to say this, Edwin, but I do really appreciate like the last little push you did for me to get monetized. Even though it's for like now recording though. Like I never got to tell you that like to you directly, but
I think
yeah.
he chatted to me maybe, but yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's kind of weird to say I liked because obviously they're still doing it. You're just not there, but yeah, no, you just had a cool little pocket. Or it's awkward to talk about because you're not.
Well, no, I'm there sometime. I'm there like I'm back. It's just on a different channel that's past me in subs now, and it's bigger than it ever was before.
Yeah, well, I mean, no problem. I always like to involve more people and like shout out the families or whatever.
I appreciate it. It was like one of the things I've always wanted was to like get monetized and shit. So found it. But where you been? It's been a couple months. Where you been?
Suffering and pain, depressed, terrible, everything bad. Sounds. Yeah, honestly, just no, not the best. It's not been the best year for me.
It's
for
not too
numerous reasons.
Yeah, a little rough start, but we'll get there.
Couldn't be as bad as Tipster though, eh?
Well, I mean, I don't know that lore just yet, but
we'll get to Tipster. Because I do want to ask you something about him. But you're working on this video, right? This video.
I mean, this video essentially, hopefully it's up by the time this goes up or shortly after or something like that. Because I've been kind of, I wasn't always planning on doing the video. I didn't decide until Zali did this stream that was extremely nuclear. And it's because it's annoying because I don't know, like it's weird to suddenly come to a conclusion of you said already your last monetization, so sexual assault, right? And it's like, do people know what those words mean anymore, right? Like physical force, like what? Like how does she know something that I don't, right? That's what I kept thinking, like how could she say that? And it just affected me more and more. Like the more I thought about it, it's like, okay, there's no way. Like this is escalating so much, and I get that, like the emphasis that Bass would always say is like, well, I didn't say you assaulted me. I didn't say blah blah blah. I kept repeating it, but like she also doesn't. She's easy on Zali, and like Zali apologized to me in public, but she refused to do it in public, in private, but she refused to do it in public, and it's like it just kind of. I feel like I'm kind of rambling, but basically it kind of like hurts to see someone that like I pushed and I befriended and stuff, and I get it. Like she's upset at me for her own personal reasons from last year. Like she felt like I didn't support her enough towards the end with Salvo related stuff, and I get that. But like to kind of escalate to this degree is just like insane, and it's wild to me, and that's kind of what really was the catalyst. Because I wasn't gonna do a video until she did that stream, because I'm like, okay, because I feel like I was essentially soft accused in the sense that like it was so vague that she well because other people were kind of drawing their own conclusions that were very grave and extreme. But like when Xylee does it, right? Like she had just been boasting that she had just talked to Babs, so she had new information and all this stuff. So it's different. It's different if like some small streamer says, "Oh, I believe it's this," that's different than when someone's just talked to someone they're calling a victim and they're saying that this is what happened to them. Like if because then they're assuming some sort of authority, and the whole chat is behind it and everything. That's kind of to kind of highlight and help people understand why that was effective. And I don't think I could kind of just describe how terrible that feels, but that's essentially why I ended up deciding, because I didn't want to address this at first. I really didn't. And it's been like, it was super awkward because it's not like the only like, drama that I guess controversy that I had. So it's like, I know that once even this comes out, people will be like, well, what about the next thing and the next thing? So it's like, people in this community don't really like to concede. They kind of like to double down or move on to the next thing instead of like, well, appreciate or acknowledge kind of like when something is actually responded to kind of thing. So there's just been a lot of factors, and it's not been good. I really like I don't know if to say I allowed it to affect my mental health and everything, and like and not just like it's so much, right? It's just been like I just haven't been functioning like a human anymore. So it's what a depressing start. God, I don't know. I'm fucking tripping now.
My bad.
Can we do a take two? Fuck. Oh my
Well,
god.
no, I'd say it's affected you like somewhat because like your entire like internet presence has almost been like you've been gone for most of the year so far, right?
Right. And it's like just so many things said out of my character that's like not me, and like it no matter what I say, it feels like people will dismiss it, and especially more and more everything is just accepted. Even all these rumors that have come out, it's like incredible to see, and like people just eat it up instead of bother to check or who's even saying this, like because so many rumors most rumors did not come from me at all, and it's just weird. There's like it's weird to see people lose their humanity and like care, because so many people actually anybody that's done content on me never reached out to me to get my perspective on anything. And I get some people that are like really mad, like they don't need to. Nobody really needs to at all. But it's just like it just kind of shows what comes first, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so by the time this podcast comes out, the video is either out or is done and is coming out really soon. Do you have like a date in mind or like a window on like the calendar that you're looking at? Or is it just like whenever it's done, it's done?
Whenever it's done is done. I would like to do it by the next week. It's just like there's always more lore to add, and that's kind of what sucks, right? Like I do one minuscule
Yeah.
move, and then like suddenly, oh well, she's made another appearance that I now have to like see what could fit into the video, because it's like, well, if I need to pull it, then because it's already a really like over an hour long worth of content, and
Oh
then
shit.
that way I need to review and review and review to make sure it's clean and accurate. Um, and so now that she's recently done like another voice appearance, like call-in appearance, I have to kind of go through that and like write every single word down and like try to. It's just so much, right? And
Yeah.
like it's just one of the things that I found so interesting is that because I always thought it was so weird that she would always say that I have been keeping this going and talking about it constantly. Like I've only ever mentioned her like in probably two streams, maybe three, right? But like in her mind, because I like watch something on my Discord server that's talking about, or if I talk to other YouTubers that's talking about, it's like no, it's much different. I'm talking publicly, like this could be considered that. But like if I'm am I not allowed to talk to like friends or anything about what happened in my own life? Like
Yeah.
it's scary stuff.
Is this a like main channel video or is this like a second channel? You're just
No,
gonna
Homeboy
Okay, yeah.
Edwin.
Yeah,
Because
that's
it
what
all
I okay.
happened in the Homeboy Edwin
Yeah.
home.
Um I remember back in like February there was like a rumor when there was like Nick was like looking into the whole situation and there was a rumor going around you were working on another video, like a video on Nick. Is that ever true or
No,
this
no, no, no. And
I started that rumor. It was
you
me.
started that rumor? What?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
me. Sorry.
Okay. Hey, if that's true, that's really
Busted.
funny.
I don't think that's true.
I mean, I'd believe it. Like,
I'm pretty legit source here, so
I think he thought that, and then on top of that, this other I guess Spurg, right? That's the category. These like tiny streamer that like just doesn't care about anything. That's all he keeps repeating. I don't care. Like he was trying to get me in a call when I was doing a stream, and I was like, what? I didn't say I would talk to anybody. I said I talked to like two idiots in the chat, and like said I would talk to like, oh, call in kind of thing. And he's like, oh, you said you talked to anybody? No, I said I talked to these two idiots because they're saying outrageous shit. But anyways, I ended up getting to this call with this guy, and at one point I'm like, I kind of like I didn't give him much information or anything, but I kind of gave him a couple details, and then at one point I pulled up like some like notes and timestamps and stuff, and like I watched Nick's video once, and I took notes on it, like or just quotes like stuff that I think would be important to respond to, and he took a picture of his monitor and like tweeted it, and that either I don't know if he sent it to Nick or Nick just saw it and got like I don't know worried, but to some degree, he like really wanted to get in a call with me, and we talked because he thought I was doing a video on him. I'm like, why are you believing this? Like, this is like another rumor, and I never had any plan with him. But like, he was just like trying to like sweat me. I'm like, oh, you're trying to sweat me over like something that's just untrue. I never planned a video on you ever. Like, I get it. Like people did their hit pieces, their hit streams on me, whatever. Like I'm not gonna respond to everything. I'm gonna respond to what I think is important. And once I'm because this Babs shit is what affects me most. Not just like credibility wise, I guess, or integrity, whatever you want to call it, but like also like this is like my character, and it's like I don't. It's unfortunate that like somebody that I barely knew for like 5 days and like 1 month before that we talked and like it's scary that this is like trying to leave like a bigger imprint on who I am as a person when you know that's just what it was. So obviously that to me that should go first no matter what.
Mm,
And of course at first my first streams that I understand didn't go well, and I like I also acknowledge by the way that I've not handled this well because it's like been a really hard you know emotional thing for me to go through and experience. So I get it too. Like I'm not totally stupid. Like I get that it's like I haven't done all the right moves, whatever. But like basically, um, yeah, I just told him I have no reason to make a video on you or anything. Like I didn't at the time. I didn't even plan to do a video regarding the situation itself because um actually funny enough when I was talking to him is when Zali was doing her stream. So I didn't even know she was like saying all this outrageous shit until after I got off the call with him and all that shit happened.
yeah. So you have talked to him since that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, we talked a couple times actually. Yeah.
did you see the like second channel video he made on you? It was like I think it was a stream highlight or something. It was like
Uh,
why I hate Edwin or something.
yeah. That's what I'll probably end up responding to. And he like he's like totally down to like come on stream. So we'll probably end up doing like either WWE like beef it up and play it up, or I don't know
Yeah.
like debate kind of stuff. Because like you know I don't know. I mean we don't. I don't hate him, and I don't think he hates me. Or at least not anymore. He's not as bitter as he was originally. And yeah, because we talked, and I mean, we didn't talk about disclosure as far as like what we talked about and shit, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. I do understand now better, especially why like he took a lot of things the wrong way from me, and it kind of like, he was happy to see me kind of fall on the New Year's stream, and kind of like definitely enjoyed pouncing on it. Which from his perspective, I can get it. I wish he would have slapped me in the face during the time when he thought that I was like sliding him or whatever, but like I don't know. It's a weird, like, kind of personal thing, but that was kind of it.
Yeah. Has there been anyone who's surprised you with like how quickly they like turned on you or how
Who hasn't? No, everybody. Yeah, no, everybody surprised me. Everybody. Uh, I mean, I could say Matt Pitt is like probably the first person that hit me up. Um, shit. Okay, we'll have to reverse to this one. Okay, this might be the edit out part. I'll have to think about this, but maybe we can talk about it, right? So Ribzilla reached out to me, and he was like, somehow for some reason he was like super into everything that was going on with me, and he like talked to Olivia, and he also talked to Babs,
Mm.
to the point where he like essentially befriended Babs and would talk to her a lot, and he coordinated like a call between us and wanted everything to be resolved. It was great. Okay, cool. And he said he didn't want any involvement and everything. I was like, okay, no problem, no problem. But then he started calling into Zali's show. It's like 2 or 3, and I was very confused by it because like he said he wanted involvement, but then he
Yes.
kept calling
I
in.
do remember that. I thought that was very strange
Yeah, and
for
I
someone
made
who's
like a joke
supposed to
in
be
my.
your friend.
I think we were friends. We definitely were friends. And
Yeah.
on my first return stream, I made a joke that like, oh well, he's been doing me a great job. Like it was very sarcastic, and like I get it. People like don't will choose to like not read my humor anymore because I'm evil Edwin. So like I don't
Yeah.
know if people were mocking it, and he like took it seriously. He's like, hey man, don't say I'm defending you. I'm like, man, it was like a joke. It wasn't real. But like he like took a personal offense to that, and I kind of feel like he like I don't know. I kind of feel like he didn't like people criticizing him for essentially all he did was like check the sources. Like he literally was probably the only person that talked to all parties, me and Babs, you know. So like it was appreciated in that regard because then he was able to verify that like I didn't do anything like immoral or anything, and you know the things were very much blown out of proportion and
Yeah.
all that. And you know, even though like he ended up breaking up with me without really giving a real reason, and it was really fucking cringe. I am still grateful that he did set up that mediated call, even though I also did not ask for it and did not want it. But I guess in the end, even though it was very painful, uh, like it did kind of allow, like it will allow people to hear Babs like say things that she won't say public. So it's like, okay, so the story is much different behind the scenes, but not the same public.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's fake?
Of Revzilla.
Reptila?
I think that I don't know, it's very ironic because he would give me advice that essentially he kind of didn't end up following. Like he like don't care about these people, blah blah. I'm like, okay. And then shortly after he started joining streams and like seemingly
Yeah.
caring about people. Like apparently he was also in Augie's chat and was like, I never once defended Edwin ever. I'm like, okay, why are you so mad? Like, and then I don't know. And then like Nick also got into a call and tried to intimidate him, and like apparently it worked. He said, like, what the fuck? So I'm also curious
Okay.
if he if Nick had anything to do with it. Like I think Nick was like, choose one, me or Edwin. I'm like, and then like I don't know.
Really?
This stuff is probably all gonna be like up in the air. I'm sorry, but hey, it's good to vent about it, even if it doesn't go in. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
But um, yeah. Um, I don't know. I'm curious.
To me personally, like from my perspective, just throwing my 2 cents out there. If I was you, I would feel exactly the same way. If someone was supposedly trying to mediate something that you didn't even ask for, and then all of a sudden, when they get hit with like, "Oh, what are you doing?" They get flack back at them. They just turn. That's pretty pathetic, in my eyes. So
Well, and you know, I get it. I would get it if it was more transparent, but he did not tell me. He just kind of like made it seem like he learned something or saw something that like, you know, he couldn't no longer support. And I'm like, okay, so what are you? What is the implication? What did you see? What did Bab show you? He couldn't tell me. So like,
yeah,
that's what I feel is a real cowardice. Like, why not? Why not let me know? You know?
yeah,
And
absolutely.
honestly, like, I don't look. You know, in my most recent stream, I was kind of aggressive at a lot of parts. I think like probably at least 50% of it. Like it was very emotional, but at some points I was aggressive, and I don't like being like that, putting out that kind of energy because it's like it's not who I am, but it's like this is like such a conflicting thing to like have to kind of fight for myself like a bunch of monkeys, and you know it's like it's so suffocating, feeling like I feel like I've been muted this entire year. You know, like I feel like I can't say anything without being hyper dissected, and
yeah.
for someone like me that's like been always super open and transparent and like talk like you know obviously I do my like or I used to do my 8 hour plus streams and stuff very often and stuff, and it's like that's like been stripped away. I'm not safe. I don't feel safe. I feel like
Well, yeah, because you're in this situation where like you're in the hot seat over the last couple months, and even now for like probably the next month, where like you're under this microscope, and like every little move you're gonna make is gonna be heavily like monitored, and you know
right, yeah,
it
like
sucks.
stuff that
But
doesn't even have to do with anything drama related. Like they'll just he said
yeah,
this, and it's like okay, and but yeah. Should we make jokes?
Yeah,
Or
fuck it.
no, wait, or should I bring up someone that isn't Reptile that maybe it could be more for sure use? Let me think. Who am I surprised at? So let's see. Who am I surprised that kind of turned their back? Uh, well, we can say Xylee because that was shocking and definitely showed me that she doesn't get as real as her username will kind of tell me.
Oh.
Um, otherwise, yeah, I don't know. And mostly also because like, you know, I had a call with her and Matt Pitt and Savo, and like she was like so it felt like she was being so real with me. And to like later learn that like she's just in private and she's just too ashamed to put it out public.
Real with you in what way? Like supportive?
Yeah, supportive and like opening up about herself and like, you know, like listening. Like I felt like I was being heard. So it was like it's really nice. Like I have no problem opening up with people, and like
Yeah.
that's such a slap in the face to like hear me like, you know, and then just like pretend it didn't happen, like, and just like especially when she's done so much damage to me, you know, and maybe to her she doesn't get it, she doesn't care about the damage that she's caused me, like whatever, like to her it's just another stream, whatever. But it's like it's serious shit. I mean, she didn't like it when Salvo did like a joke about her and Chris and Ark, which was, you know, much more. I don't think people literally took that seriously. Maybe of course it bothered her. I'm not trying to discredit that, but like obviously I wouldn't say people started making videos or believing a serious rumor about that. Whereas like the way that she did her fabrication of what happened in my life, people definitely took a lot more serious after her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can't really go into that because I kind of disappeared around that time. I wasn't really watching a lot of her streams or a lot of people. It's more of like a
Shit.
Liana sphere. But
Liana, what do you think?
I can go into it. It was really fucking bad. It looked really bad on her. And I was very disappointed. And I did tweet my I guess discretions with that. I thought it was a bad look, and it was an emotional reaction, and I don't think it did her any favors at all. And I don't think like I don't think she handled it very well, to be honest. I think she kind of just backtracked, and the fact that she had Dave defending her, like, it just was a bad look to me, and I didn't think it was very real of her, as you say. But in saying that, we've all made mistakes. I can definitely look past it, but that's coming from me. I couldn't imagine what it was like for you, Edwin. I
Wow.
mean, being basically accused of sexual assault, like, I I absolutely wouldn't know where to begin.
Right. Yeah. And for someone like Zai, like you're old enough to know what that word means. Like,
And
and I
implicate,
just
yeah.
don't know because that's the worst part. Like at this point, I feel like, well, it's up for grabs if I end up playing this recording where like she refuses to define what is like what assaults did I commit or at any point, right? It's like, but in her stream, she was so confident and like cornering people to agree with her. And it was like, it's just disgusting. So like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, obviously, I didn't have any plan to talk about it, but like, this is something that like is is I don't I think people should know that she's done that, and I mean, I know people don't care like what happens to me, you know, or because of my reputation, whatever, you know, they probably find this is like, but I don't know if it. I feel like if it happened to anybody like that you actually cared for, like, wouldn't you be upset? You know?
yeah,
I think
100%.
people care about you, Edwin. I wouldn't
I
say
know,
that
but
they
I feel
don't.
like I feel so like overall invalidated, but I feel like I have to preemptively like, oh, people are gonna I can already like, you know, it's so weird. It's such a weird thing that like the mind trains itself after being kicked around so much.
Nah.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
Well,
and I don't want this to be a pity stream. This is so weird. I don't know, man. Oh god, it's I've not done like a this is like the first quote unquote, I guess, interview or whatever
yeah.
all year, to be honest, you know.
Let's go.
Well, it is disheartening to hear how you just sound defeated, and it sucks. That's not the Edwin we want to hear. Like, it is from someone who was a fan of yours and still is. Like, it's very disheartening to hear.
I appreciate that. Um, you know, I didn't know very much, but actually, I remember. I think you called into my stream once and played the triangle, didn't you? Or was that on my stream or was that on
I
Tommy's stream?
did,
Okay,
yes. I
I
don't
think
think you could
that might
hear
have been
it
on
because
both.
my noise suppression was on.
Yeah, that was so funny. Okay. So I feel like that was my only interaction that I kind of really recall that from you on my stream. And yeah, no, I appreciate that. And I feel like, you're so collected here. So are you a regular co-host on this show?
Yes.
Cool.
I'm not on drugs anymore.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about all that, but I mean, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about Xylee, so we might as well say hi to her stream. Hi, chat. Because I'm sure we'll
What?
be on there. Well, no, not right now. I'm sure we'll be on.
Oh,
What the
I'm
fuck?
covering my
No,
You
no,
told
no,
me this
no,
wasn't
no.
live.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I'm kidding. Wait, but still, what does
You
that
just
mean?
got punked, Edwin.
Nah, she'll react to it. Okay.
Oh, she'll
I
react. I
hope
don't know.
not.
She'll react to it, dude.
Nah,
I
she
don't
will.
want any flack. I'm an innocent bystander here. I was told to just go with flow.
No.
Haven't really
It's
been
all.
inflammatory, right? I don't think I feel like I haven't really stepped on people's toes. I feel like I've
People will
been
find something to complain about. Don't worry.
well, at the very least, maybe about me. I think you guys are fine.
Maybe. They might say we're being too soft on you. Who knows? I don't
Oh,
care. While you've been gone, have you been keeping up with like any drama? Is there any like stories like you wish you like normally would have streamed and covered? Have you seen anything that's like
I feel like things felt a little boring. Like it just kind of felt like everybody would do the same kind of coverage. Like say, let me see. I can't think of any much that has like stood out. Um, like literally the most recent thing I remember was people giving Dead on Dave crap because he ended up dating the chick, like the
yeah,
Blossom girl that made the comments about Gabby Hanna and stuff, and
yeah.
then like all of a sudden it disappeared for the next day. Everyone's like, okay, everybody all good. I was like, what the hell? That's like the last thing I remember as far as like,
That was a fucking shit show. I was like,
is
so
that over? For real? That was weird.
it's
I
over
didn't know it
now.
was. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Is that Diva? I
Dude,
sound so racist right
no,
now.
no, no.
Jesus.
No, her name is Blossom. I mean, that'd be
Yeah.
crazy. But it seems so random, and it seemed like from one day to the next, just like, okay, let's put a sheet over. Okay, it's over. Look away.
That's how it works with your favorites, though. They
No, I
just
broke up.
like
It broke
That's
up.
what
a
works.
little love tap, like, oh, you were bad, little spanking, and then move on.
Who
Yeah,
got spanking in that one though? I don't think anybody really got spanking.
yeah, I don't remember seeing that.
Like a
The
nice
spanking or
spanking,
the
not
drum
like
itself?
a one like bad spanking. I mean, like the spanking you like. Okay, I'm getting inappropriate.
Oh, okay, all right.
Moving on.
That was
Let's-
interesting.
Oh yeah, and of course, actually, let's see what else. I don't know. Oh, like Leafy Destiny. I don't know. That's not really
Yeah,
obviously with
it's
the
been going
community.
on. It's something. I don't know. Something about Leafy just on Rumble is weird. I don't know. Gotta go
Yeah,
out of
I
my
mean,
way to watch him now.
are you a fan? I'm not really a fan, but
I was back in the day. I think his streams on Twitch were good, but I'm not really into this whole Rumble fucking thing. I don't know.
yeah, it's
Um,
too much of a time capsule. It feels like it's just the same old to me. But
yeah, I think he's really cringe on Twitter though. He's just like, I hate trans people, and it's like,
yeah,
whoa. It's like he's trying to be edgy just to be edgy and like appeal to like
right.
12-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you watch the Wings and Boogie fight?
Oh my god, I did see that. That
Yeah.
was
How
funny.
embarrassing.
I don't understand. First of all, when I heard that was happening, I feel like it took like 2 weeks and all of a sudden it happened. I'm like, what? How did that happen?
Really, it's been advertised for a while now. But did you
Oh,
see Boogie like do the whole freak out on his wheelchair beforehand? That
oh my
was
god,
even.
no. Oh my god.
Oh, you have to watch it.
Yeah, that's
Bully
good.
got so owned. I was like, what's happening here? It
I
was
really
like,
wanted him to win, but I don't know what I expected.
Well, apparently Boogie was training to walk again, and Wings was actually training to fight. So it was a no contest to begin with.
oh my
Okay,
god.
well, that's
Because
a big
Boogie couldn't
difference.
even walk at that point. Like he was just losing weight to be able to walk properly.
Oh.
So he had no chance if you really think about it.
Isn't that like borderline like sumo wrestling weight? Or is that kind of
I think they are
Should
sumo
have
wrestling weight.
wrestled toxic.
They were both like,
Like
I think one was just
Victor.
under 4 and one was just over 400.
that's gotta be sumo wrestling weight. But yeah,
I
I
think
saw that.
so.
It was entertaining.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, and of course, iDubbbz. That's the other one that I
Oh
definitely.
yeah, that was a big
saw a
one.
lot of.
That was a big one. I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm kind of over the whole iDubbbz thing because I feel like we're in a cycle. It's like we all know
Oh
he's
yeah,
like different now. Like we don't got to
yeah,
do this every time.
yeah.
And
And
Kavos want to be a little bitch on Twitter
oh,
after I
okay.
called
Well,
him out.
I don't know about that, but like,
Edwin didn't say that. I said that.
I mean, hey, I definitely didn't. There's much to criticize about iDubbbz. I don't think I had the same opinion as a lot of what I saw when originally towards him, as far as like the Froggy Fresh. There's a lot of kind of like mixed signals, and I don't think it was as cookie cutter as everybody wanted to be. Like, you know, oh, iDubbbz bad, like, you know. But I think there's more nuance, and like if people kind of were trying to force it to be like a more drama. That I saw a lot of feeding it. It was kind of interesting to witness, I guess. But
Yeah.
you know, that's
It's
also
like
buried.
if I can come up with a video and get this much attention every time, why not just keep doing the same thing? I don't know.
Ah, that is the key, huh?
Yeah, honestly. Um, but yeah. Um, Another big drama that happened in this sphere was the whole tipster.
I mean, he's been in a few this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, but I think this one's pretty bad. He's
Okay.
quote left commentary. He's gone.
Or
He's best
Keffels,
friends with
right?
Yeah, he's best friends with Keffels now, and all he covers is trans topics. Which
In
is
a serious
fine.
manner.
Yeah.
Um, but
Like
yeah.
every time I go on one of his streams, it's just some sort of trans issue. Like,
Oh
what
wow.
happened to
I mean,
all this other shit? Oh, and you. He uploaded about you recently. So trans people and Edwin.
wait, but I thought he
What did
left
he?
commentary.
Oh yeah, that's what he's. I think he said he left commentary just because he didn't want to. He's a pussy. He didn't want to say I don't want to associate with Nick and Augie and Bo Blacks.
But
That's
didn't
it.
he also say that like one of his leads? Cause I saw he did like a Twitter thread and he like included like I don't like dogpiling. Like that
He's the
was like,
biggest fucking hypocritical loser I've ever spoken to. I can't believe I was friends with him. He's a piece of
oh,
dog shit.
oh, were you one of the Goss mommies?
Yeah, she was.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Uh, um, well, and you know, I get complaining about dogpiling because obviously either he was or maybe he still is getting dogpiled, but like I can't feel bad for that when like he partakes in it and like doesn't get it. Like, and
He
you know,
literally does though. He deserves everything he gets. And then he cries wolf when like everyone, I don't know if cries wolf is the right word or phrase, but like when someone gives him shit, he just completely shuts off and just freaks out about it. Actually,
um
you should have seen him. Mitch and Beavers were trolling his chat, and he was
really,
just like, I don't want to talk about that, and I'm gonna ban you from my chat now. It was so funny.
he
Oh,
bound
I
you?
was
He banned you
like,
or Beavers?
no, Mitch, Shockmouth Mitch, he was
Oh,
trolling
okay.
Tipster in the chat because
Hmm.
Tipster sent a nude photo of Tiny Dancer to Hannah Clark. It was all a big thing. Like apparently he sent it to Hannah Clark to say, hey, look, she sent me this nude. I'm uncomfortable. I didn't ask for this. So Mitch wrote like a super chat saying, can you please describe what Tiny Dancer's nude looked like or something?
Oh
And he
my
got
god,
really pissed off and banned Mitch. It was so funny.
that is a interesting situation.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was great.
Uh,
Anyway, sorry to
It
go off
is
topic. I just thought it was so funny.
wow. Yeah, a lot to take in there. W- I mean, you know, I didn't get all details about that. Like I don't know, cause they're just sending somebody's nude.
yeah.
Like even the fact like I don't know why she did this. Well, why are you resending it? You could say it without sending the picture itself. But I mean, you know, I
Yeah,
don't know.
you could at least censor it.
Oh, he didn't censor. Okay, all right,
Oh.
well,
No, censor it.
okay.
Fuck.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
and to get back at commentary, the most recent thing he did as of recording this, I'm sure there'll be more by the time this comes out, but he has had a fake falling out with Keffels just to get back at his haters in the commentary community, and it didn't work because
Oh,
everyone knew it was fake.
so cringe, Edwin. So cringe.
so his haters being like Nick.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess he was trying to like get them to like take the bait. They're like, "Oh, lol,
Yeah.
we told you this wouldn't last long," and yeah, everyone knew it was fake. They snipped it out. That was great.
Keppels
Yeah.
even went as so far to make a video on it of someone filming her talking about it. Apparently, she got a leaked DM from Tipster about Tipster talking shit about her, and she was reading it out loud, and she just sounded so fake. And then once everyone called them out for trying to like bait everyone, they were like, "Oh, it was just a prank, guys. It was just a prank." Like,
Oof.
really, for someone who wants to leave the commentary community, you doing that shit? Like, you want people to talk about you? That's how desperate you are.
Okay. See, my first inclination is to say pranks are supposed to be funny, but like obviously
Yeah.
like my brain, okay, and this is my canceled brain. It goes to like, oh, it tipster, someone who definitely has got a hate boner for me, and or other people, right, will take something, even just me saying he's got a hate boner for me, like he'll a prank. What about you? You did this, Edwin. Like they'll take it super personal, but it's like, I'm sorry about it. Like, who thinks that was funny, you know? And I get it. Like everybody makes shitty pranks, but that sounds like a pretty shitty prank. You pretended you weren't friends to get back at who? Who? Because usually, if it's a prank directed at, say, someone like Nick, then shouldn't Nick fall for it? Or because whoever it was directed for, they should have fallen for it. But I don't. I mean, because when I talked to Nick, he was like, I literally asked him like, has he ever like mentioned you? Because um, Nick's been shitting on him like for like I've seen a few like tweets of him shitting on him like this year, and I don't think I've ever seen Tipster, and obviously he even shot at him last year at some points. I don't think I've ever seen Tipster ever say anything to Nick. You know, I feel like he always goes after. Well, for me, it's safe because I'm like, you know, in under bad
Well,
waters. But like,
Tipster has gone after Nick, but
yes,
all he'll do is call him a fat fuck and make fun of his weight, and that would always piss me off because I'm like, well, who are you calling fat of
wait,
anyone? Yeah, I would watch his streams and be like, oh, that fat fuck Nicholas Diorio, or be like, Nick's fatter than me for sure. It's like, you're so coping here, dude.
oof. Well,
Yeah. Yeah, he would try and take little pot shots at Nick because he had nothing else, because Nick would destroy him verbally. And yeah, it's his pathetic way of trying to get an own on Nick.
Physically too, we need that as a boxing match. Fucking Nick versus Tipster, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
well, that would require Tipster to leave his house, and I don't
That
know
would
if
be
he.
like Nick is wings and then Tipster's boogie. You just like anyway.
Oh my god, I feel like I already said too much, but you know,
All right, we'll move on. We'll move on
no,
from
I mean,
Tipster.
hey, it's funny, and hey, I would pay tickets for that too.
Yeah, I would too. I'd be there. Um, I know you were cool with him back then, and he's kind of part of this whole situation too. But what is your current like situation with Salvo? Are you guys cool? Did you guys like have you guys
So that's
talked?
the funny thing. Like me and Savo, like we weren't really that close at all last year. Like we barely had any DMs. Period. You know, like we interacted more when I met him, but still, like it was just me getting to know him. Like it took me a while to even get used to it when I met at the airport and stuff. Like people kind of made it out as if we were super close or we like would DM or coordinate shit, and that was not the case. Which I can understand because like we vibe very organically, and like I also get it because like people were really bothered by the trolling. I understand. In the moment, I just thought it was fun. I can get people were upset for their own personal reasons because I get it. He's much more nuclear than I am, and you know I went along with it. I don't, you know, but I've definitely talked to him more this year than last year because it's like just by the shit that like you know things have turned on and like been exaggerated. Like, isn't it crazy to look back and like Keemstar just straight up made a video saying that he like cheated with 26 girls or some shit? Like, what? He just made that number out of his ass and all that. And then like,
That stream was that's whenever I thought everything was like a bit.
yeah, and but like. It's not a bit that Sabo was in, right? So it's
No.
just like there was just so much like BS and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like Sabo was like very nuclear, and it's kind of like awkward for me because like I don't hate the guy, but like you know, it's just I don't know. It's kind of like a weird situation for me
Yeah.
because I feel like it's hard because like we're pretty organic. Like we kind of vibe organic. Like, and I think that's part of the reason why people hate it because they assume that we were. Well, because they assume that, and you know, I can see definitely. I think in parts he was kind of malicious last year in some ways, and I
Yeah.
think they kind of applied the same towards me, even though like not always when I would bounce off of him. Like it's not like we were always malicious at all, or I don't see it that way. But like still, like it seems like I'm co-signing shit that I'm not, kind of things. Um, so I understand that perspective, but like even though he's look, I don't know. I can't. I wish he shared more of my values. That's all I'll say. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I could never figure it out. I thought Salvo like I'm gonna be completely honest. I was never the biggest fan of Salvo. I think a lot of people knew that were around me. And like I did think like some of the things he did were like really cool and creative, like Fireball, right?
mm-hmm.
I just couldn't like I don't know. But there's just always something about him that I just didn't trust. I just don't think I trust trolls in the community.
Mm-hmm.
There's they carry this like vibe with them. It's just like fuck.
See,
And
and yeah, go ahead.
no,
Finish.
you're good. You're good. I was done.
Well, because basically, I was just gonna say, I think at least the way my perspective was, I feel like he was kind of doing like innocent things that would start innocent and then kind of take him too far at some points. But sometimes he wouldn't. But and I thought it was kind of funny, like the root at the core of some of the things was almost like holding a mirror to some of the people he made making fun of. Like,
Yeah.
but he would kind of take it a little bit like stepping on toes kind of thing. And they, you know, and I find that kind of amusing. I was like, oh, okay. But like, of course, it was in a very trolly way, and that tends to attract, definitely bad kind of people. So I agree with that kind of sentiment as well for sure. And oftentimes, just like I was defined by him in very many cases, like things that he would do, people would assume that I have to answer for in very many cases, even now. Uh, I get if like, you know, even the audience defines him or whatever kind of thing. Like, unfortunately, people will say like all the time, like, oh, that shouldn't be, but like, it kind of will inevitably make your aura, and he definitely encouraged it. He definitely made it like his audience define him as well. He was very almost definitely at some points definitely directive. I don't know how much he directed his audience and shit, but like he was very open, kind of like that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny to see like who gets like the shit for it too. Like you were just saying, right? Like how you kind of got shit for Salvo. Like I guess I don't know. I feel like Keemstar should have got some of it too. And I'm like probably one of the like most biased people when it comes to Keemstar because I like, he's what got me into all this shit, right? But like whenever Chris or not Chris, Salvo like docs Chris on the stream, like yeah, Keem said something. Like I don't know if they ever cut that out of the
They
stream or
didn't.
like they didn't.
They didn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like Keemstar brought this guy on to this podcast, created this podcast, right? And it's his co-host, and he took none of the flight for Salvo, like bringing him to light.
Exactly, because he
Yeah,
he is the main host. That's true, and I feel like
not that
already
he
I'm
should.
into
Like you shouldn't have had to anyway. Not that either of you should have had to, right? But if we're gonna live in this universe where you do, you know, I don't know.
right. I mean, at least Keem could do, which I mean, I've been told that it wasn't actually ever really his docs. It could have been something that sounded like it, but I don't know Chris's last name, so apparently that's not even his last. Or I don't know. Like that's never something that's been properly confirmed, at least as
Yeah,
far as I know. And if it is, I am also very confused why it was never edited out. Like Nick put up a clip on Twitter where he edited it out,
yeah,
yet like
yeah,
Nick Akeem couldn't put that part out. Like, so it's kind of weird. Like people could say that I grandstand all you want, but like Keemstar was giving Salvo shit over this, and like he couldn't even do the bare minimum for this kind of shit.
yeah. And again, just for like the audience, because they listened funny. Um, if Edwin has to take some of the flag for Salvo, I think other people should too. It shouldn't just all fall on Edwin. Like it's fucking whatever, right? Anyway, moving away from him, what's going on with you and D-Max? Why don't you like D-Max?
I because he was very involved in that stream with Xylee. That's like just it. I mean, if you listen to it, I guess you didn't hear Toxic, but you could probably listen to it later, and maybe you can kind of understand. Like he was very much entertaining, like theory crafting, and that like
Yeah,
doesn't sit well with me. Like it's like very
He does
disrespectful.
do that a lot.
Like the theory
He does.
crafting.
He is guilty. Yeah, he does that a lot, actually.
Uh huh.
It could
And
be
then he
why a
did
lot
like
of
the
people don't like him.
Yeah, he acts like very, very confident, very like he knows what he's talking about. Which I don't even like. I don't even know where it came from. Like he acts like he knows me. I've never interacted with this guy. Like 'cause I don't, and like I'm not. I don't want to sound like who is he? Where does he go here? Like and I don't mean that in any way. It's just kind of like it's very off-putting for someone that I've never met. Like to be like on Zali's stream. Like just. I mean, did he replace Floptina? Is that what happened? Like is that the thing? What
No
happened to
comment.
Floptina? Like I missed that part. Like
something about
Ask
a
Matt.
millionaire, and yeah, there's no recording on it. Something about a millionaire and being too good for us, and made a diss track on Salvo. I don't fucking remember.
Matt exposed
well, I
him,
mean.
bro.
And I don't know. That's like basically the root of it. I don't know anything about him other than like doing that stream. And apparently he made like a song about me, which I'm like, okay, what? And it also I did hear I did also hear the Now Recording podcast because Matt Pitt reached out to me to ask me like questions to verify some details because I talked to him in the beginning of the year. He asked me and like he was obviously a little rusty, and then and he was also on the call with Xylee and Salvo, and he just called again to make sure you could get some details for that whole stream. And he kind of ran it down, and I'm just kind of I was a little confused when I listened to it because well, for Max, like he kind of in the beginning, he's like, I'm gonna put my biases aside because obviously I don't like Edwin and blah blah blah. And then by the end, like there was no real, like not that I care or would want him to, but it kind of seemed like the opposite. It seemed like he applied his biases like extra. He was just kind of taking every chance to take shots at me, which is very strange. And also, just to since I'm on topic of that podcast, I was just like kind of hoping and waiting for them to bring up the Xylee stream because like 2 or 3 of those people, well, not Beavers, Matt Pitt, and Max were all in that Xylee stream. So I'm like, wait, you guys, like, I get it. People, because also Beavers constantly complaining about like, okay, I don't care about this. Well, talk about the more juicier story, like the Xylee stream. How nuclear was that, right? So I wish they could have addressed that, but like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Like fucking. Honestly, Xylee's streams kind of turn into like Now Recording 2. Like, I don't have a problem with Matt, but if I was like, say I hated Matt, I would hate this community because he's everywhere. Holy shit, bro. Like, he's on fucking Dave, he's on Tommy, he's got his own podcast, he's on Xylee. It's like, he's just everywhere. I don't fucking know. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's true. And maybe he influenced her a lot because, I mean, when I talked to Xylee, she told me that he helped her do shows.
Yeah.
Because he was like always around and down for it. So I don't know. I feel like also I do want to give props to Matt for sure because he's always been, at least to my face, always been very respectful and like and that's the thing about live streams too because like there was some points naturally where like, he's in a live stream with other people that are like actively shit. I mean like in at the moment you kind of feel annoyed because like oh come on you're there, but I get it like when you're in a live stream with like a panel of like 5 to 6 or 7 other people, it's like hard to really get a word in. So I've never really taken anything. Like I've teased him about some points, but like I've never taken any true offense from Matt. Like, like and especially in live streams, people say things and it's not always meant to be super deep. So I do appreciate that he's always like at least heard me out and like been charitable and like had pretty good stances. At least personally. I don't know. I don't keep up with every move, so but
Yeah. I think if Matt had a problem with you, he would come to you. Like I think he would talk to you about it before doing anything else. Yeah. This isn't necessarily my question, but it's something I've heard, and I'm kind of just curious about it. And if it's not, I'll just throw it away or whatever. Did you say that Now Recording ruined you, like financially?
What? Wait.
I just heard that somewhere. It's
what? Wait.
like, did you say that like Now Recording ruined you? Maybe it wasn't financially. Maybe it was just something.
How would Now Recording ruin me?
I don't know. I just fucking thought I heard it somewhere.
That's totally foreign to me. I don't know.
Okay.
That wouldn't make logical sense. I don't know who.
Okay, well.
I mean, but that's funny. Like, I think it's crazy. Like 6 months in, I still hear things that like I've never said, but somehow are said that I said.
Yeah.
Or I mean, like it's kind of crazy, but
yeah, that was kind of out there. So there you go. Whoever the fuck said that.
we got to the bottom of it.
I said that. It's true, isn't it, Edwin?
Who?
No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that. I swear to God.
Leona definitely came up with that. All right.
Never.
Hey, it is easy to spread. How about we spread some good rumors about me? Hey, what happened to the fucking good allegations?
Edwin is now a Jehovah's Witness. Thanks, everyone.
Wait, is that a positive allegation?
I don't know. Just don't show up to people's doors. All right. So here's what we're gonna do now. I have a list of people. Okay.
Oh boy.
And we're gonna go through them, and I want you to put them on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is you hate them, and 10's like they're really cool. You fuck with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Liana, do Liana first.
Jesus Christ. Okay, sure.
Were you saying go through 1 to 10?
Yeah, 1's hate, 10's like 10.
Okay. Well, I guess
10.
Liana, I wish I could give you higher than a 5, but I'll give you like a 6 because you've been cool even before we got into this whole recording. But obviously I was a little wary because it feels like you're a little bit like a metronome. Maybe a 7 because you're growing on me for sure. Uh,
Thank you.
so yeah, 6 to 7. Who knows?
Nick.
So like it's interesting. I feel like the Nick thing is like I'm so bad at like short answers, right? It's so funny. Every
No,
single
you're
one.
good. You're good. You're good.
Probably like I guess I'd say like in the middle. I guess like I don't hate him. I don't not fuck with him. I'll like
Yeah,
well we're probably gonna have a couple more calls and shit. Like
you're on
so I
decent
don't know.
terms though, right?
Yeah, we're on decent terms.
Yeah, it's like a 5 or 6, I'd say.
Okay, yeah, something like
Salvo.
that. Probably like a 7 or 8, I'd say.
Okay.
We're pretty good. We're on good terms. But like as far as fuck with him, like I don't fuck with everything he does.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's a distinction that I need to make sure. Like,
yeah. It's probably good you said that too.
yeah. Phew.
Tipster. Well,
Uh, 0? Is that or is it your 1?
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Caffels.
Um, I'd say it 3 or 4 because I'd like to talk to people before I totally make up my mind, or like I haven't had any
Yeah, that's
personal
fair.
experiences,
That's
so
fair.
maybe 4, 3.
Augie.
Uh, like a 2 or a 3.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of also flipped and didn't
Yeah, yeah,
say anything, which, like, I'm not gonna hold a grudge, but like, I don't know. It's weird. See, the difference between someone like Nick and Augie or Bublex, like, Augie or Bublex say a lot of like emotional shit that like has no foundation, and Augie will say kind of like to laugh, lols, and Bublex another story, which whatever. But and I get it. Like, if they want to be mad, like they have the reason, that's fine. But like, whereas like Nick is more like logic based. So even though he lacks empathy,
yeah.
like he has logic to a fault because he has so much, like it just, yeah, there may not be much empathy in there, but at least like if he sees an argument that is logical, well then he'll like that's why he'll talk to me, because it's like, well, okay, this shit doesn't make sense. Can we clear this shit up, like, kind of thing. So I
Yeah.
can respect that. At least I can have respect for him, but I can't really. I mean, obviously I lost a lot of respect for all these people. Not that they care or it would matter to them, sure, but like I can have, yeah, I guess that's the difference between someone like Nick and Augie.
Well, you said Bublex is a different story. He was the next on the list, so
Oh
what's
yeah, he's a uh, well, it's funny because I want to say 1, but I still feel like Tipster's below 1, so there's that.
yeah. Well, we can put Tipster under 1 if you want.
8.5.
Yeah. Uh, Tommy.
Oh, Tommy's great. I fuck with Tommy. I'm like, I
All right.
guess
Yeah.
7. I don't know.
Okay.
Me
Okay.
too.
Tommy's
Okay.
always been chill with me. I did talk to him one time just to make sure, like, whatever, how's it going, and like, he's like, listen, man, this shit is like whatever.
Was
So
it was it before or after the whole call-in, like
oh,
the
after
stream?
after
Okay.
after
Okay.
yeah. I
Um.
mean, and yeah, that was nothing to say.
Dave.
Dave, I don't hate him. Like, I think that he's just always been. I think he always generally just kind of like doesn't want drama, doesn't want like to get. Which is it's always ironic for people covering drama, right? But like, it's gonna
Yeah.
happen to everybody, no matter who you are, if you're covering drama. But like, I feel like he always tries to play it safe, and like anybody, it lands on your lap, you don't want to deal with it, and it obviously, like, I don't know, I don't hate him. Maybe like a 3 or 4.
Okay.
I would fuck with him again. I mean, but I was never really close with him either. Like,
Yeah.
I could probably watch a Dave show where like
Yeah.
I could watch a Dave show. I could watch a Tommy show. I couldn't watch. I can't sit through a fucking Augie. You're definitely not a Bubble show, and definitely
Yeah.
never a fucking Dipster show.
Probably not anymore. Probably got a lot harder.
Well, let's face it. Even last year, who was watching? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Well, I mean,
Well, once you got the soundboard, it kind of really lowered the quality. Just saying.
you said it.
Yeah. I said it, not Edwin. Remember that. I want drama.
Oh,
Matt.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Well, what happened with not recording? Is there drama? There was beef there, right? Okay, okay. I want open
There
walls.
was there was some drama. We talked, and I was gone from like mid-January to, I'd say, like mid-April. then I like came back and I'm around.
Yeah, Brad Pitt is bitch.
Yeah, where would you put Matt?
Well, first of all, I guess now, because I was always like, suggesting for you guys to change the username to now recording on your channel, and now I guess it makes sense that it's not, it never was changed, it never felt right, and now you are your own channel, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I got monetized. That's really cool, and I really appreciate like you, Matt, fucking Nick, Tipster, and all them, you know, who like pushed it until it got there.
I just realized, yeah, like Matt, okay, so Matt hasn't invited me on his show, which I mean, I'm not saying that as if I won or anything, but
Yeah,
like he invited me or tried to get me on shows like several times when it was on your channel, and it's pretty funny. Like I'm finally on your channel, but it's not like when you're recording. Oh my god, I made an appearance on your channel, but not with Matt. Oh,
yeah.
come on, Matt.
Don't worry, I'll build this one up, and then you can tell me to change the name to Still Recording. Um,
Oh yeah, but Matt, no, Matt, I fucks with Matt. I guess. Wait, I see. I'm so bad at giving tens and or like extreme numbers, but I
you
mean,
can go 10.
I fucks with him. I guess 8 or 9. I don't know.
All right, solid. D-Max, lol.
The little I know is like, well, I mean, and I've never had one-on-one conversation with him, so like, I don't know. Like, maybe it's like, look, I don't know his background. Like, I literally just saw that he popped up this year, so I don't know if he's like been familiar or just been told a lot of negative things about me, so he's been influenced a certain way or whatever, or and just wants to dismiss everything. Or I don't know. I don't know anything about him, so like I can't give him like a 1 or 0 or whatever. I guess just the 3. I don't know because
Yeah,
I can't totally dismiss or hate a person. I don't know.
yeah, that's fair. Xylee,
I I think a 2. I think a 2.
2. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. God, it's like Uh, yeah, it's so maybe it's so fucking. Maybe I can't give the total 1 yet because I haven't really like I'm just I guess I feels incomplete to not ever to see her completely avoid this colossal mistake because the stream she did right before she did the one where she was calling me a liar McLiarson, like imagine that 47-year-old woman doing a stream on you and she's like Edwin is a liar McLiarson, like what? And there's like fucking the thumbnail's got a cat showing its butthole, like what the fuck is going on, dude? Like what is anyways, so that's what that's, and then the stream before that was like Edwin, something about accountability, no accountability or some shit. It's like, okay, well, that's ironic. Like, very next stream you do after saying that I don't take accountability, it's like da da da. So I feel like it's unfinished,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Well, I mean, I guess if she has like thumbnails with cats' buttholes, I guess she's trying to get like that Shane Dawson sub. But anyway,
Oh my god.
uh, Eva.
Um, I'm also very disappointed with Eva. I guess like a 3. I can't,
Mm,
it just a lot of stuff also feels gross with her because
yeah,
like she ended up involving herself more than I even knew. Like there's this small YouTuber, DJ Screwdriver, that like pointed out
yeah,
how she was also in a call with Xylee and Babs, and I'm like, wait, okay, like I don't know, like we literally the only people that knew about Babs before anything came out was Mina and Eva. Like I didn't tell Eva everything because like I didn't like I was on vacation, like I went to Mexico and like I didn't have time to do to worry about drama constantly. And as soon as I get back, everything's fucking, spiraling. But like yeah, it's just like it's weird to see that like the value that I had on her was not reciprocated. And it's like she was like so quick to like read out my DMs in her podcast. Like that felt kind of gross.
that's kind of fucked. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so, and I know that if I were to do the same and be like, okay, so here's my response to Eva, like, and I read these messages,
oh,
like,
you'd be a monster.
yeah, I would,
Yeah,
because she excluded a few, just a couple, which like I'm not like, see, like I don't want to start a feud with Eva, like I don't, I just want to say that like it's like so disappointing because like she knew everything that went on with a specific person that was like I don't even want to say whatever, but like and she's like in this other streamer's house, chats that does streams on me like every week, and she's like moderating. She sees everything that's going on, and she's like suddenly like I get it. Like you think I'm a bad person, but like how don't you see that there's like a line that people are crossing actively, and like
yeah,
how do you have I I don't know. It's just shocking to me that she never cared to have like a conversation. Because I did actually send her a message a few weeks ago, and I mean I just said hey, and I hate double messaging. Like
Yeah.
towards the end, I messaged her. I was messaging. I was doing more messaging, and she was kind of like being distant. It's like, hey, what's going on? Like, and then out of nowhere, she kind of like went off on me, and I was like, oh, okay, well, listen, I get it. Like, I was just like feeling super down because everybody was, this is like early January, everybody was turning on me. I was like, you know what? Hey, like, if you don't want to like associate, and then she started going off more. Like, okay, well, and I can't force anybody, especially someone that was known as my co-host, to like want to carry that if when everybody hates me. Like I was not gonna be like, I don't know. It was just super awkward and just sad. But I get it. Like it was weird, and this is such a weird situation too because like Eva is like a nice, soft person. So no matter what, like she can say like a few things, and it's like, oh, I feel bad for you. Which, man, believe it or not, like I okay, and like yeah, it's like people make fun of me for crying, but like I was so fucking upset when she like just like like to hear everything she was saying about me, like how she like completely like just shat on me. Like yeah, that upset me so much. I was fucking I was crying when she like just like said all that shit to me and just like just essentially dipped on me like that hurt because like I really valued her. Like she's probably one of the people that I was closest with like online wise, so it was just fucking okay. So earlier you asked who's the biggest shock as far as like turn on you. That was Eva, definitely.
Yeah, I get that. How long was she? And I'm not asking this to like make her look bad or anything, because I just genuinely want to know because I wasn't around back then. How long was she like your co-host for?
I
Or, like,
think just last year. I believe it was just yeah. I think it was just last year. Since around like April, I remember I like kind of testing her out like just after the Johnny Depp trial stuff. So I believe
yeah,
that's how long it kind of was, and yeah, it was. I kind of just like I don't like to be like just the spotlight. I always like having someone to call, kind of just bounce off, kind of
yeah,
just vibe.
yeah. I like that too. That's why like this is all new to me. This is like my first like interview. It's like,
Oh,
well,
well, you're doing great, and
I'm
Liana
trying.
too. Talking.
Yeah.
I mean, not like in an insult shocking, like
Thank
I've not
you.
been interviewed, okay? And
uh,
and
Appreciate it.
go ahead.
you're doing good, and that you're getting me comfortable in the part where, in hindsight, maybe I'm oversharing and maybe I'll get fucked in the end. But hey, you're doing that's good for you.
Uh,
Excellent.
Oh,
all right. Next up, we got a couple more names and then a couple like last little questions and then we're done. Uh, Dove.
well, obviously I fuck with her.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
that bitch. It should have been me.
Yeah, yeah, keep
um,
trying.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
well,
kidding. I have nothing
so,
against Dove.
so like something that's so Dove was like, believe it or not that many people did reach out to me in the beginning, and Dove definitely was there for me, and I that like meant so much because when everybody just like was turning on me online wise, right? And I think that's the funny part. Like in the beginning, everybody's acting like everyone has nobody. It's like, dude, I still have like friends in the real world and like other internet friends that aren't just like the world doesn't revolve around that commentary community, right? But at the same time, like this is such a niche thing where like it is like a pain to like have to explain this whole thing to like my friends that like, don't know so much context and stuff. So like it does feel isolating. So it was like it was relieving when Dove was there for me among some other people. It was like it was very greatly appreciated. I'll never forget it. And so not just her, but some other people as well. But like that's why like that's super grateful.
Yeah. Uh, Chris.
Wait, I
No.
didn't even say. I guess like a 9 or 10. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Well, my bad.
Chris, I I don't fucks with him. He
No.
needs an intervention. Chris is
He's
not
fine.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do
that's
you
probably.
What do you mean an intervention?
I don't know. He's like he's flaccid as it comes, right? Dude, okay.
Wow.
He he literally did like an interview stream with somebody that like farmed me, like like talked to me the night before. It's like, dog, you have my Discord name. You could, if you want to talk with me, you're there. Like
Yeah.
that's the weird thing, dude. It's like, how hard was it to get a conversation with me, Toxic? Like,
No, it was really easy. It was a lot easier than I expected.
oh, you actually expected? Okay, well, yeah. All you have to say was reach out and like I think it's so like like slimy to be like, oh, Edwin's talking to smaller channels, dude. I'll talk to anybody. Like, why is that a bad? Like, that's what he called it, this video where he talks to this small channel. Like, okay, and then they try to twist it into like, I'm trying to manipulate this guy to be like in my army. I'm like, what are you? What? Because at one point I said something like, listen, do you want to be like the herd where everybody's just saying the same, like, getting their pitchforks and shit, or like, do you want to actually like look into shit and see what's like, because this is a complicated thing. Like, the person defaming me and slandering my name is like not a public person, so people don't pay attention as much to what is being said, and I get it. So like, not everybody knows everything that's been said or been done as much as I do. I get that, but like, so that's kind of what I mean by that. It's like, if you actually look and pay attention, take the time, but like somehow that's taken as Edwin's trying to manipulate me,
Um,
and Chris is all over it.
they might as well be a public person at this point with how many streams are going on and like tweeting about it and shit, right?
Right, and that's the crazy part. It's like, I'm not an internet person, but like, she casually
Kind of
talks
are.
about John Swan and like knows every community member.
Yeah. I don't know.
So
I'd consider, maybe I'm wrong. I'd consider them a public figure. Not figure, well, public, whatever. I don't know. So what's your number for Chris?
at 2.
Okay.
I feel like
Keep,
I have to hate for it to be a 1, or like really strongly
yeah,
feel like it,
yeah.
which
I'd put
like,
Chris at like a 2 too. I don't like him. Uh,
oh, shit, you got opinions too? Wait, that's
I
funny.
just don't respect him.
Like, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, there are people that like kind of just follow. Like, we used to, that was a funny thing that I think maybe it still upset people. Where me and Sawa would say like, there's like Nick is like the arbiter. People follow his opinions. Chris is 1000% person that follows what
He
he thinks.
is. Yeah. He's always been like that. He's like always sucking Nick's dick like all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see, and I'm sure there have been instances where they don't agree. I would love to see him like try to like riff against Nick, see how it goes. Like, why not, right?
Mm, Probably wouldn't last long. Keemstar.
Oh, that's a fucking one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy it's so weird because like he's so different in person. Like he was so charismatic and like kind. It was very confusing. And then like the moment I leave, he's like the biggest snake. It's just like it's like he was waiting to pounce. Like, I don't know. And I did talk to him um a couple times after leaving, and was just very confused. And he was associating a lot, like a lot of it seemed like he was angry at me over Salvo things as well. Like, okay, Jesus, is this entire call gonna be about Salvo, man? Like, why is everybody? So it's like whatever. Like, he assumed that, like, I don't know.
All right. Next is Olivia.
I guess like a 5. I mean, we ended up talking and we kind of made up and shit, and we're not like friendly, I mean, like we're not like friends, like talking every day or anything, or that much, but like we're on good terms.
Yeah.
Toxic people out.
What?
A 6.
Yeah.
He's been nice tonight. I don't know that much about Toxic. I guess stepping towards a 7 as well. I don't know.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
we're both 6s and 7s. I see how it
I,
is.
I, I forgot to re-listen to that one stream where you talked about me on Brick. I remember listening to it a while ago. I was like, oh shit, what did this guy say? So if you said mean
Yes.
things, shame on you. I'm kidding. I don't care.
I guess we'll find out. I don't remember what I said.
Yeah, right. I don't care. Like, that's the thing too. Like, it's normal to have like sensationalized sort of reactions when things are kind of escalating, coming out. Because that's what it is. It's a reaction. It's like, if things change over time, that's understandable. Like, but when people say like super extreme things, you gotta kind of acknowledge that, right? But like, you reacting to something going on, I'm not gonna hold it against a person. It's almost like, when I did my New Year's stream on Savo, like I had like he wasn't picking up my calls. I was very confused. It's like what's going on and stuff. And like I kind of tried to make a lot of jokes about it and still like shout on him, of course. But like, yeah, it's just like it's weird.
Yeah.
I forgot where I went with that.
No, you're good.
Hopefully it sounds okay.
I go.
bruh, that's like below. That's even below tipster, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, like shit. We used to give people shit like Hello Leash. You remember people gave her shit
yeah,
because she was like A-logging Gabby Hanna? Like this bitch is
yeah,
fucking on my nuts and she it's so crazy, dude. And I get it, like, okay, I get it. Like my nuts, I'm hated. Okay, cool, Public Enemy. And I said this before too. Is like, why shit on Eva? I mean, not Eva. Sorry. Why shit on, why shit on Dove? Like, what the hell did Dove do? Dove was in 2 of my streams as a co-host, right? Which is like, it didn't even pan out. Like that show. Obviously, I haven't done any more shows with Dove, and like. She is such a hate boner for Dove. She keeps like saying like she's just a meat sack. She's been cloned and I hope she never reproduces. She's a demon. What like she's all this weird hateful shit where it's like Dove never even said any strong opinions about anybody or anything in any of those 2 streams. So it's like very weird how she has this animosity against her, and it just shows what kind of person that Aiko is. Like even just the other day, she was like reading this community post from Rebzilla, where Rebzilla was celebrating raising like $14,000 for domestic abuse victims, and Dove was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get Rebzilla. Oh, it's just a matter of time." Like implying that he's guilty. Like but why are you saying this over like a post where he raised money for victims? Like sounds like it's a good thing, dude. Weird.
yeah. Yeah, she's definitely a fucking nuts bitch. Anyway, you said like the A-logging thing. I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right, but as somebody like fucking well, Kavlos would say, uh, he's covering the news, which I completely disagree with because A-logging
Oh yeah.
is cringe. But
Oh, I
yeah,
actually I think I saw and again I don't know that much about Peepaw like beyond this year when he started like doing streams on me. I saw like I don't even know if I saw much. Just kind of like look through his comments because I know like I had a feeling somebody would be in there in the chats and sure enough, but uh he was trying to say like, well, if it's new stuff, it's like, well, she's discovering. He's like, no, like you can watch an Ico stream and you see that she barely gets any commentary. That's not fair use. It's not fair use to play like over a minute of a video and like not say a word or like just pause it just to insult. Like everything she says is like an insult and it's like there's no actual productivity and everybody just enjoying dancing. I'm like, "I'm dancing, my grave." No, and like that's fine. I mean, it's not fine. I don't agree with it at all. I think it's shit and malicious. And of course, people be like, "Well, remember what you did? Video live stream on Onisia?" Like, yeah, I did like a 12 hour live stream on Onisia one time, reacting to when he did a bunch of videos. But like, I've even then, I feel like if I went back to it, I don't think I've ever, not even about Onision or any subject that I've done videos on, have I ever been as hateful as like Aiko has been towards me, and it's shocking, really.
yeah. I don't know how you knew this and brought him up, but the next person was Riveter.
Oh, um, I guess like a 3. I think he's very confused and but I feel like he kind of will sway with whatever people are saying the most popular opinion. So you know, I'm sure he'll come around.
All right.
Or he'll just stay quiet. I feel like if I say I make this video and it turns out to be a banger and people agree with it, right? Hey, it could turn out to be garbage. Maybe people will end up hating it, right? But I'm pretty confident in it. Hopefully, fuck. Hopefully, I don't jinx myself. Knock on wood. But I'm pretty confident and say like it turns the tide, right? Like I feel like people will either refuse to concede and ignore it or double down. So that's just my kind of prediction based on how people have been so aggressive and like refuse to even consider like a devil's advocate, which is so shocking because hello, like T community all of a sudden, right? Like what?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that clip will be on Riveter's stream at some point. So, hi
Uh,
chat.
Riveter, nothing against you, but like didn't care to reach out or whatever. That's fine. Like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's the one that excused the Ico A login. So okay, let's go through every single one of Riveter's live streams and let's just cover and insult everything. And he even admitted that he's never even seen an Ico stream. So it's like, ugh. Anyways, no offense, no offense. I give him a
Uh,
3. That's I'm willing to talk if he wants.
yeah, that's room for improvement. That's not like a held down. Like one is like a magnet, like you're stuck there, right?
Yeah, pretty
It's like
much,
you can pull yourself away from that.
pretty much, exactly.
Uh, Colton. I don't know why I just threw him on there.
Jeez, I thought you said a couple more names. Now we're getting
No,
this
no, there's
desperate.
there's two
Naming
more,
Colton.
two more.
I
This
mean,
one,
I can talk to Colton. Maybe like a 4, I guess. Like not But let's remember the scale here, guys. This is a very low numbers. Holy fucking A. Like, I don't hate the guy. I actually, I thought it was so funny. I talked to him literally just a few days ago, and he told me that, like, after the call that I had with Babs and Ribzilla was mediated, apparently he told me that just after that, she called him. I'm like, what the, what, you telling me that, like, you were also friends with Babs? Jesus Christ, she's talked to everybody in his community, like Leia something, like Jessica, like she's talked to Amber Lily, she's talked to everybody. Jesus.
She's making sure
But
she's.
Colton, I mean, you know, not no offense, Colton, but come on, you gotta understand that's kind of, you know.
That's kind of out there, yeah. Of all the people, Colton.
Come on, Liana, right? What do you think, Liana?
Of who?
Oh,
Colton?
never mind.
Sorry. So I had to walk out for a minute.
You're good.
Well, it's kind of a moment, but you know,
Oh, I missed out. I'm so sorry.
it feels weird to repeat. You know,
Yeah. But let it go.
No, say it again. You have to say it again now. The suspense will kill me.
Colton.
talking to brother. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Liana. Next we got the last one. Babs.
Dog, that's below a 0.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Understandable.
It's like the biggest regret, dog. It hurts so much. I don't like you know, and it's did you like okay, I want the video to speak for itself. And it's like at this point, I understand people are not gonna wanna hear what I have to say because I've you know, it gets to a point where if you mishandle things or you come off looking bad to some people, or if people already perceive you a certain way, they're not gonna want to listen to you. They're gonna make up excuses for the other party and stuff. So I get that. So like there's nothing I can say. Like I feel like at the very least, if you like take that kind of bias away, because recently she sent Aiko a video of the way she was going off on me, and it's so bizarre because the precedent that she had told me and Aiko was that she recorded because she was scared. In this video, she's going off on me, and it's like, you know, okay, and people want to make fun of me because I've said that I was scared because she like rushed up to me and like was super scared, like super scary, and like was just like going off on me over shit, like over a Xylee stream where Xylee was picking on me because I quote unquote passed her off. I was like, I didn't pass her off. I never said that. Like, why?
I did listen to that recording and she sounded super creepy and almost in like a trance or something. She was that drunk. It was not. Yeah, it was just like, holy fucking shit. Actually, Tommy played it on his stream. Yeah, it sounded terrible.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, he did a stream about it recently.
Okay,
he
well,
said
apparently
is no fun.
Okay, so well, I mean, like Xylee was kind of like saying, "Oh, if Chris doesn't want to take a titty shot, he doesn't have to take a titty shot." But like, at no point did like I get it if that's what like, because Xylee was essentially kind of pressing like he didn't have to take it. So I guess from that, it's understandable like that Babs feels like she was made out to be creepy. But like, at no point did I ever agree with Xylee. Like, in Babs was super mad that I didn't stand up for her enough. Okay, that's understandable. But like she like was going off on me because I screeched that she was like rapey. I'm like, that just didn't happen. So it was very scary because like she just kept looping and like telling me what happened when it didn't. And like, you know, it's like people can say what they want and like they don't have to believe me. And that's the scary part when like you're confronted by someone like this that just like it is in the situation. It's okay, you know, maybe it's for the best if you don't want to believe, like, but like I just hope that maybe you have to go through a situation like this in your own life, but like if you see the video and you see the way that I'm actually scared, right? Because like it doesn't make sense. Like people can dismiss me and say that, oh, because I've already gotten comments like, yeah, okay, a 33-year-old man is scared of a 24-year-old girl, right? They infantilize and they act like it can't be possible. Well, if we're gonna use that logic, then okay, then let's also use the logic. Well, if she was scared of me, which is what she says, then why would she be essentially prodding me like I'm a cattle, like provoking or what? Or what is the purpose of her like insulting me and saying that I'm fucking weak or I don't remember what she was saying. Right? She was just like going off on me like for like 2 or 3 minutes before and she wouldn't even let me talk and stuff. Like that's the humiliating part too. Like that's what I wish people would understand. Like to this point, I just kind of wish people would I wish so bad that people could at least like maybe instead insult me. I wish so bad people could be like, "Oh, you're a fucking pussy for being scared of a woman." I wish that was the take instead of what people are dismissing that like what actually happened. You know, like people are you can't be scared. You're not like, oh she did nothing wrong kind of thing. Like that's kind of the attitude. It's like there's no you know, and I just think
Well,
I don't want to
can I
convince
just
anybody. Like,
say
if you see it, and yeah, sorry,
that's
go.
that's like the Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation, not to compare, but like a lot of people were like about him. Oh, what is he scared of a woman for? She's this 5'4", 120-pound woman, as if she's abusing him. Turns out she was. So I think it's pretty fucked up for people to say that now, considering what happened with them.
Right, and also
Hey.
total disclaimer, also not comparing because you know that's something that commenters will get super excited about. Like, oh, I comparing himself. Never compare myself to Johnny Depp either, like by any means. But like,
Oh,
um,
trust me, they're going nuts over that. They'll be like, Liliana's dumb. She just compared Edwin to Johnny Depp. What a dumb bitch.
and
Can't
not at
wait.
all. It's just because she chose to record that, and she flips on the switch and she's just going off on me. So it's like it's weird. Like you can hear in my voice. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but like you can hear in my voice that I'm just like trying really hard to diffuse and placate, and I'm just like I'm fucking scared. And you know it's unfortunate. Like people can say, well, why don't you leave and shit. Like well, she lives like 20 at least 20 minutes or so from like society, like the nearest Walmart, and like in like um kind of like the woods in Pittsburgh. I never even been in that state before, or I was very unfamiliar, and like the Ubers don't go to that where she lives. So and it's like the middle of the night, and so she did kick me out, but then she also asked me to stay. I was like, okay, I'll go. I don't want to stay where I'm not wanted. Um, and like I wouldn't care if I was like freezing, hiking, whatever. But she like insisted for me to stay. It's like okay, and like I'm I'm like something that's been consistent in my life is like I'm kind of like a pushover, and I in these kinds of fight or flight modes, like I tend to freeze, and that's kind of what happened there. And I mean, even you can even see in like in my older streams when there's like confrontations and I'm kind of getting a little awkward and I freeze up. I don't know how to really handle shit, right? Like when people are debating and fighting on my streams. Like hell, that even happened in like that stream where Boblax got upset because Sabo was going in on him. Like I didn't know exactly how to handle it. I was like, okay, guys, I tried, and like you know it wasn't handled the best. You could say that for sure. And you know other streams where Keemstar was going in and Ico, right? And like I was like, okay, stop. And eventually I had to disconnect them. But like I'm just it it's something that I've definitely like this is like the hardest way to just kind of like I can't be as like a freeze and like I gotta change something that because this is like it sucks like to not know how to handle situations. So I just kind of like overthink and just end up doing nothing kind of thing, you know. But I would just the way that it's being depicted is like so wrong, and like the fact that nobody even wants to consider that hey there's a lot of inconsistency in what she's saying, but hey I'll ignore it anyway. Like that's just it's nuts to me.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me rant.
No, of
I
course.
can totally appreciate that. As someone who has been in similar situations, I can totally appreciate where you're coming from.
And I also like the worst part is that like I feel like there's been two instances here where like I feel like I have to catch myself because I'm not allowed to show emotion, and I'm very adamant I will like I will not allow it, right? Because that's like the stereotype. Like Edwin, if people want to see me cry, like people are literally making predictions about like because I don't need to cry to make my point, and like it can work for me and against me, I guess, right? People can see how much it affects me and how much it hurts me, but at the same time, people can always also point it, oh, it's manipulation, or oh, of course he's crying, make fun of him, my whatever, and I don't know, it's just like it. I I wish people could like understand because like people also like what's taking so long with this video. It's like it's been really difficult to make. Like I hate that I got allowed myself to get involved in this, and like I didn't handle everything perfectly, of course, and even with Babs, like I didn't handle everything with her perfectly either. I get that, but like just despite like the discomfort that you know I allowed to partake, there was never anything that she said in the moment at all, or even in the trip to in Pittsburgh. Like it wasn't until way after when she was like with Keemstar, she brought it up in like an angry text, and I was like, okay, well, whoa, like this is extreme, and like you know I never want anybody to feel uncomfortable around me or by any cause of me. Of course, I can apologize for that, but at the same time, it's like over that. I don't deserve the way that I've been treated by her and or anybody else, of course, but like by her especially, like leading this brigade, you know, like because people take it like, whoa, you made a woman comfortable, you're angry. It's like, no, I'm not angry at that. Like I've apologized to her, and I don't mind apologizing any other time over that, because why would I ever want anybody to feel uncomfortable for? I mean, don't. Um, but like at the same time, it's like this is like scary. Like she's literally mad that I've talked to people on Discord about her. Like this is part of my life. This is something that's affected me. She's like, oh, and he's talking to people on Discord. Yeah, and I've also talked to my therapist about it. I've also talked to my mom about it. Like this is my life. You like royally like fucked
Yeah.
me. Waste. She couldn't even try to understand. Like she keeps repeating like, what did I do? Like all I said was that you made me uncomfortable. Like it's like so delusional that she can't even consider like all because she's like all, and every time I've appeared in chats or shows, I always say I wasn't assaulted. She says a lot more. Like she's wished death on me. She's like made fun of me and like said like, so she always jumps in, and which is fine. Like I get it, but like also make it like she had no anger or no like she excused Xylee. She said, "Oh, excuse. She's just passionate because she sees the proof." Like what proof? Like you
Yeah.
know, there's never any elaboration. Like she excuses Xylee, who fabricated an assault allegation on her behalf. Like what? That doesn't make any sense. If somebody said that I was assaulted for me, I would be very upset at that person personally. Like if it didn't happen, you know, like why would you say that? Even if it did happen, like because it's like you're speaking for me. Like that's not cool, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
And like, I don't know. Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna pause here because like if I need to make a cut or not, because I don't know if I'm gonna leave this in because I'm genuinely curious. I'll cut that though, because whatever. Um, um, so we're done with the list of people now. My last kind of question is: after this video comes out, are you back to streaming? Like,
Ideally,
yeah,
uh,
if it's well received, yeah.
I would like to, you know, hey, maybe I can have at least a fraction of my audience. Hey, please, like, so after this like little mini saga, whatever, I hope to like address every crevice of it. Hopefully, I don't want it to last forever. I do want to do a stream on the Nick video that everybody wanted to do, but like this is more like at first I wasn't gonna address any of it, and then I'm gonna address this, which is far more important to me. And then, you know, I don't mind addressing a Nick video. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I thought it was a lot of it was very much a stretch, and Nick even offered to come on my stream. I'm like, okay, sure, yeah, we could do it together, I guess. So you know, I'll probably end up doing that, and who knows? Maybe it'll be time to do my third annual birthday stream. Whoa! But
Woo!
yeah, I do want to do more Edwin's Generation videos as well, because I haven't done one in like a year or more.
Yeah,
But yeah, I hope I can go back to what used to be my normal, man. I miss talking. I feel like
yeah.
I'm over talking because I'm this is like, I just miss being on stream and
Well,
talking to people.
Edwin, if you need a new Australian co-host, looking at her.
Ooh,
You're
I'm just
next in
kidding.
line.
Stuff's not gonna like that. Maybe
Yeah,
I can have
no.
an Australian feud, it's pretty entertaining.
Like an Australian off.
Like a Kath and Kim, but in my own personal show. Only the Australians will get that one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't get
probably.
it. So.
It's like the most popular Australian TV show, or was.
They got that fucking crocodile guy, right? Oh no, he died. Never mind. Anyway,
He died in like 2006. I remember where I was when that happened.
Oh wow.
whatever. Anyway, I think that's all the questions I got. Is there any like last things you want to say?
Well, I hope that people will hear things with an open mind. And yeah, honestly, like, just even though you reached out to me for content, I still appreciate it. Hey, I'll do whatever. I'll dance monkey dance. I mean, as long as you're respectful, I appreciate that respect.
Hey,
Um,
I would have messaged you, but I got kicked out of your server. So I was like, well, fuck that guy. I'm going to talk
see,
shit about him now.
and that's oh, okay. You did talk shit. What the fuck? So it makes me wary. But okay, and I do get that like a lot of people were really sour about that. And I didn't personally kick you. I know like I mods were like on high alert, and because of either they seen things or maybe they just didn't. Maybe they thought your pass was flip floppy. I don't know. I don't know. But
Listen,
hey, we're here now, right? And I'm sorry if other people got unfairly kicked. There was like some purges. Some of them were like automatic, like, if you haven't been on Discord in 3 or 7 days, like I did that one. That was me. Like, so it wasn't specific to a person. Like, it's just if you didn't use Discord when I did that for 3 days, then
It's all good, Edwin. It's just the terminally online.
exactly. I know. That, like, people take things way too personally online. It's like, oh my god. You know what? Now that this shit is coming out about Edwin, I actually had a singular bad experience with Edwin one time on a stream, and I agree. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Got you.
hey, Liana, you've been cool so far. So hey, if you flip flop, that's when I'll take it personally. But
I'll try not to.
Lol. Fun fact: I actually dyed my hair pink for this because I wanted to fit in.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll never get a photo of it.
Yeah. Can we get a photo?
Give me a sec. I'll put it in a text
Oh
chat.
shit!
Oh my god,
Exclusive.
no! I don't want to see it now. I'm scared.
Why? It's exclusive.
I've never seen a picture of Toxic, and now I'm
It's not a
nervous.
picture of me. It's just my
neither.
hair.
Oh, okay,
Me
cool.
In the meantime, though, I did want to say if anyone watching thinks that I went too soft on Edwin or Liana went too soft on Edwin, then motherfucker, you guys could have reached out, but you didn't.
Facts. Hey, I will talk to people. Like, if people disagree with me, as long as you're respectful, like I'll talk to you, right? But like, don't like, or if you were disrespectful, like you could still like, own up or not own up or like explain why and then like be reasonable and I'll talk whatever. Like, I'm not like a fucking hard person to get. People just don't give a fuck to even try. But like, I mean, even Liana, like before we started recording, I'm like, listen, I know you said some shit. But, like, I guess there's nothing. That's why I kind of asked if you had any questions, like, because if you think there's something that that you think that I did wrong or whatever, or I'm down to address any sort of criticism and shit. Like,
I think you addressed most of it in the stream, so I don't really have a lot to say. My criticisms, I guess, were more towards Salvo at the end of the day. I just think he was very aggressive towards Babs, and I told you that I thought that was a bit wrong, but
yeah, I get that.
I don't know. Again, like, I don't know what happened behind closed. I wasn't there. I'm not gonna sit and have my opinion because a lot of people do, and I think that's wrong.
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, there is a lot of domestic violence that goes on against men that we don't see or hear about because men are either too scared to come forward or no one believes them. So I'm just going to throw that one right in there.
Right. And just to be completely clear, I was not physically hurt. I was just definitely like.
Don't lie, Ed, when she bashed you, didn't she? That's why you have the stream. You have a black eye, don't you?
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Shoot.
Blink twice if
only you knew, Liana. No, there's no awkward joke to clean this one up.
No, there's not. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
good game. GG.
Yeah, that was actually a lot better than I thought it would be. Hope you guys
I didn't
enjoyed
expect
watching.
you to be so candid, Edwin.
Shut up. I gotta do the outro. Shut up. Actually,
You
Edwin,
shut
do
up.
the outro.
Fuckhead, I'm leaving. Fuck you.
Wait, hold on. You're both saying good
I'm
things
just
at the same time. I don't know what you're saying.
All right, can you do the outro, please?
What do I say?
I want Edwin to do it.
Oh, fine.
Sorry, what's the outro?
Just say whatever. Just like all that shit.
Oh, wait, but Liana, what did you say right before too? That y'all was surprising.
I was just gonna say I didn't think you'd be so candid.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I should have a PR manager. Maybe that's my problem. I'm too candid as fuck. I don't know.
I find that endearing. I think that's a good quality.
I'm scared. I get scared. Like, but fuck, fuck it, whatever. It's scary when everybody humanize everything about you. But hey, thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening. Not just the audience, but of course Liana and Toxic for being welcoming. Yeah, that's really nice. If you guys ever want to like get information out of someone, I guess all you have to do is be nice to them. So fuck. But like up the stream. I was told to do the outro. So hey, like it up. Subscribe to Still Recording, and yeah, check it out. Maybe I'll shout it out in one of my streams.
Let's go. All right, bye guys.
Liana, say bye. Kisses.
Oh, bye. I love you all.